welcome back to Rock Stardust. Hope you're doing well out there. Come back to do a vid. It's been a little while, and it's about the Clash. Now, I've talked a lot about the Clash, and I will go on and on. There's no question about it. They're an amazing band, but it struck me listening to their catalog, just how many amazing covers they did. And I thought to myself, is the Clash the greatest cover band, like, aside from all the great music they've written? Are they the greatest cover band of all time? Because the way they took these songs and lifted them to another level and gave them their own characteristic is exceptional. And you'd be right to think at times that it's the Clash that actually originally wrote a lot of these songs, because it's hard for a lot of people, unless you dig deep, to identify with where they actually came from, But such was the, influences they had, and that mix of, rockabilly, rock and roll, the ska, the dub sound, the punk, the rock, it's all there, And you've even got some like jazzy elements, and you see that going into some of that Sandinista stuff. But so I thought I'd have a run through these tracks and give them a basic kind of ranking. You know what I mean? And I dug out 12. Now, I'm sure that you guys will maybe know of some others. Just please throw them in the comments there if you can. I'm sure there was live covers they did as well that weren't necessarily recorded. But that'd be cool. Share that. And if you like this kind of stuff, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It's always good to join the community. Good stuff. All right. I'm going to start off with English Civil War. I'll give him enough rope. It's not technically a cover, but I just want to throw it in here because, it's an old, American Civil War folk tune. And so the first time I heard it when I was really young, I remember my brother playing the album, Give Him Enough Rope, and recognizing that song. So English Civil War, because that Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah. Just that tune I was familiar with. But it is completely different, and it's powerful, and it's got the punk energy, and it's got the whole lyrics are fresh. It's great. But I want to include that, but it's technically traditional, but it's not like a completely original song. So I'll throw it in the mix. All right. The Time Is Tight, which was released on this album that I've got. This is the New Zealand version. I really love this Black Market Clash. It's got some great stuff on it. Very cool. It's just a great groove, from a classic groove sound, and Topper and Simo really hook into that groove. It's cool. All right. So up next I've got Junko Partner of London Calling. And that's cool. That's such a cool rendition. I think it's James Wayne is the artist originally, like back in the day. And it's cool. It's cool. So down the road came a Junko Partner, and he was loaded as could be. Great stuff. All right, up next I've got Revolution Rock. There you go, of London Calling. And this is a mix of original kind of composition. But it's like Danny Ray and Edward. It's so it's like Edward Ray on the album, as terms of giving it its credence. So they put it out there, but it's a cool version, and it adds so much character. But you would think that's the Clash, right? So up next I've got Rog and Boyo. This could be much higher on my list. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to rank these. They're great. Rock and Boy is a great song, and it's a big part of that London Calling album. And you know, when you look at it was a band called The Rulers from 1967, so it's back to the 60s. And what I love about it is it's the classic, like, feel of London Calling coming through with the whole, Stagger Lee met Billy and they got down to gambling. And, Stagger Lee through 7 and Billy through 8 or whatever it is, And it's classic because it's loose and they go through that whole phase of that song. And then it's like, start all over again. Dun, 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 dun. Really cool, really cool. You can hear the blockheads helping out a lot here. Why do you like to cheat and trample people under your feet? Don't you know it is wrong to cheat the trying man? Great stuff. All right, great stuff. So up next, I've got Look Here of Sandinista. Fantastic. Look Here is exceptional musicianship. Look Here is a Mose Ellison track, going back to the 1960s. Mose Ellison was a real jazzy guy, but had a lot of edge about him. So he's a big influence on a lot of artists. Interesting, the Clash doing him is a really interesting. You wouldn't have thought that, but man, does this song swing! And you got to give a lot of credit to Mickey Gallagher on keyboard, on piano, because it's just sensational piano playing, and Norman Watt Roy on the bass. You can tell it's not Paul Cinnamon. As great as he is, this is another level of playing, right? So that's high class jazz, and that's Topper, like giving his jazzy background that he had, the soul thing that before he joined the Clash, coming flying colours there with his feel and his playing, and yeah, it's high class. All right, so I've got up next from the same album, Police on My Back. Absolutely love this song. It's so welcoming on Sandinista because it's one that actually really rocks, and you kind of hanging out for that. So like starts the side 4, the first song, and it kicks in a great, Mick Jones guitar. So it's an amazing rendition of the Equal song that came out in 1968. So brilliant stuff. Burning, police are running, police on my back again. And then into that great chorus. Burning Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Brilliant song. All right. Geez, they did some great covers. And then what we got next? Brand New Cadillac. Sensational song of London Calling. Sets it up brilliantly. It's a great version of the Vince Taylor song. Vince Taylor and the Pirates, I think they were called. And this is the ultimate version. Like it's just great because you get London Calling and it goes into Brand New Cadillac, and they absolutely rock it. They absolutely steal the show with this one. And it's impressive. And I think Mick does a great job of playing those parts as well. I love his guitar playing on this song, and I love Joe's delivery. It's brilliant. I think Vince Taylor would have been proud of him. All right. After that, what do we got? I Fought the Law. Man, this is going back to the 50s. All right, but this is the definitive version. This is a brilliant version, right? And it's brilliantly done, and musically the arrangement is so good. right? So that's Bobby Fuller, you know, back from like 19, way back. To early rock and roll. But breaking rocks in the hot sun, I fought the law and the law won. But you know, the arrangement's so good because only the Clash could come up with that brilliant, you know, top of drumming, and then kick it into that great guitar and the attitude. Down, 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 down. It's just down, down, down. And then the brilliant delivery from Joe. They made this their song. I think most people think it's the Clash. That's how good it is. Just adds to their legendary status and the cool video that comes along with that. So what do we got? So that was I Fought the Law. All right, here's one that not all of you will know, but for those that do, I think you'll understand how I feel about this. This is Pressure Drop off this pop again, right? This could be my favorite cover song they did because it lifts my spirits when I hear this. You know, the original, the Maytals, you know, so it was real kind of more laid back reggae song, you know, Toots and the Maytals or whatever. But that was around at the time, and that's the stuff they were listening to. But they just give this so much energy, and it's a brilliant, as Joe said, they gave it their own, you know, they clashified it. They just gave it their sound. So it's very much the Clash. But the way it kicks into that awesome guitar from Mick, it's a great tone. I love that sound he's getting there. Down, 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 down. I love the oh yeah, and then this is a you, and then that backing vocals again. Oh yeah, this is a you. Such a cool song. God damn it! If you haven't heard Pressure Drop, like, look it up. It's got to be out there. All right. It's a great song. Right. I think you get the idea. I like that one. Number 2, I've got Armageddon Time. Justice Tonight. Willie Williams, a good guy, his name was. This again off here. Wow. I love this. And they did this. This was inspiring them to do more of this stuff, and obviously the work with you know Don Letts and Bill Price producing and stuff like that. But this has got a real. This is a serious business. This song, there's no mucking around here. This is one of the great things about the Clash. That when I talk about them being the only band that mattered, is that when they hit these high points, it's there's no bullshit. This is we're putting this on record, and we mean every single word we're saying here, and we mean every note we're playing, and all the feel and attitude is in it. So I love it, and it reflects a lot on the world today, and it's got a lot of heart to it, but it's a deadly serious song, and it's a great version. It's a great version. They made it their own, and a lot of people won't get no justice tonight. A lot of people won't get no justice tonight. Remember to kick it over. Armageddon. It's just so good. Armageddon Time. Yeah. All right. So, thanks for bearing with me. Appreciate that. If you come this far, do give it a like. Add your comments. Subscribe to the channel. It's free. So to kick it off, and like these could be in, like these, a lot of these could be in any kind of order really. But I think Police and Thieves, you know, when they started off as a band and on the debut is a remarkable thing. Like when I first heard this album, it really captured my ear. Like the whole album is amazing, but the Police and Thieves is actually one of the best tracks on the album. And the way that, you know, Mick famously did the arrangement, the stop start stuff, you know, so that so it was like the approach of the way they did it, the guitars, and it's very different to, you know, Junior Marvin's version, and again it's that brilliance, like dun 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 dun. So one chord from Mick, Joe, Mick, Joe. When you first hear that, catches your ears, is that upstroke, downstroke. It's genius, right? And it gives it a amazing feel and sound. And you know, police and thieves in the street. Oh yeah, fighting the nation with their guns and ammunition. Brilliant stuff. Great performance. Again, this just like showcases what an amazing cover band the Clash were, as well as one of the greatest bands of all time. And, you know, Joe Strummer, Mick Jones songwriting partnership. They are one of the most influential bands and one of the greatest bands of all time. Like, they're absolutely up there for me. So important. And to think they did so many cover versions, but so brilliantly as well, and made it their own, that you wouldn't even realize that they weren't originally written by them, because they are so Clash. And the Clash is so cool. Hey, look, thank you for watching Rockstardust today. Look forward to catching up next time. Have a great World Cup, whatever you're doing. Enjoy it. It's amazing. So go England, go New Zealand, go Scotland, and let's get it done. And we'll catch you next time. Cheers.